When your pet gets sick, it's the worst feeling, and I'm really worried about Luffy. Over the past few days he's been straining in the litter tray with no results. He's looking much skinnier and more angular than normal, and today his energy levels have fallen noticeably. I think he might have a blockage, and in ferrets this can be deadly. But before rushing to the vet, I'm trying something that every ferret owner should know. It's a feeding protocol that could help Luffy if this blockage is caught early enough. I've researched this possibility thoroughly, and now it's time to put the theory into practice. And I want to share that journey with you here today, so that if it ever happens to you, you'll be more prepared for what's to come. So join me as I vlog unblocking Luffy. Before we dive in, if you're watching because you've got a ferret who might be dealing with a blockage, don't panic, but also don't delay. This protocol should only be tried when you first notice symptoms. If it's been more than a day or two, or your ferret is straining excessively or in pain when you touch their belly, it's time to call the vet. No exceptions. If at any point in this process with Luffy things don't improve hour by hour, we're heading straight to the vet. That's a promise. If you have immediate concerns about your own ferret and don't want to watch all the vlog stuff, I've time-stamped the blockage protocol steps in the description. I'm also going to make a quick guide, which is linked here. Good luck. I'm worried about Luffy, but I'm also not feeling at all well myself today, which is why I look like this and I haven't done a proper camera setup. But I thought this would make a really good learning experience for all of us, because one of the issues that you need to be aware of with ferrets is blockages. I'm concerned about Luffy because there's been a noticeable decrease in poop output. He's low energy and seems to be straining in the litter tray without producing anything, which suggests he might be having trouble passing whatever is inside him. Blockages are a serious issue for ferrets, caused by eating inappropriate things, or they can get hair stuck in their system from grooming. I've owned ferrets for coming on 4 years now, but this is the first time I've been genuinely concerned that there may be a problem inside one of them. And I've done some research and I'm going to follow the steps of the blockage protocol that you do before seeking veterinary assistance. It's the first time I've dealt with this. I've read about it, I've researched it, I had knowledge ready to go because I've been obviously advising people who've come up with questions like this over the last 3 years of doing this channel. So I do have the knowledge, I have the research, and now it's time for us to put it into practice together. And that's why I thought that it was actually, even though I'm feeling so rough, it's actually quite important that I do film this and we do it together, and let's see what happens and how we can sort out Luffy's blocked bowels. For this process you'll need canned or fresh pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie mix with lots of extra ingredients, just pure pumpkin, and this will act as a laxative. Mix it with salmon oil or whatever they like to eat to make it more palatable. You'll also need some 100% petroleum gel, available at your local pharmacy. Make sure the only ingredient on the back is petroleum. You don't want anything infused with human cold and flu treatments. Again, mix in some treats to make it taste good. Now we've got the meds ready to go. The very first job I need to do is clean out the poop trays. Hey, so, how you doing, sleepyhead? You right? See, he's not thoroughly lethargic, but look, here he goes again. He's straining for it. And there's nothing come out. So I definitely think he needs a little help. And he's doing that repeatedly, it's not a one-off. Right, let's get to it. Mask on. Hands clean. Because whatever I'm coming down with, which I feel in my head and my sinuses, ferrets, as we know, are susceptible to many human bugs. Oh dear. Good boy. They're looking at me weird because I've got a mask on. They don't need a thorough clean, but the main thing is to remove any poop that's in there at this point so that we can monitor the progress of the pooping. You really need to start this protocol in the morning as it will play out over several hours. The first hour you need to feed a teaspoon of pumpkin.
He's trying again.
The second hour, a teaspoon of Vaseline.
Right, let's get this poor fella.
I know it seems weird to give your ferrets Vaseline. It freaked me out too.
Are you alright, Lou?
But vet-prescribed cat laxatives are also made mainly from petroleum gel. A couple of teaspoons over several hours is hopefully all we'll need.
When he's standing there like that, you can see how kind of sunken he is here, but he's still got a pot belly. And I can feel all the bones across the top of his back much more. I mean, normally you can feel, you know, if a ferret isn't overweight, normally you can feel quite a lot of its bones anyway, but when you get to know your ferret, you'll notice a difference from how they normally are. And that's what you need to pay attention to, is those differences. If they feel lighter in your hand, or they feel more kind of bumpy and angular. And also just, you know, although he's not what I would classify as lethargic, because he is coming out, moving about and showing an interest and eating and stuff, he doesn't have the same level of energy that he normally has. He tends to kind of sploot around the place the last couple of days. So, good boy. Is that nice? Tasty? Okay, so in an hour, we need to give him the petroleum mix, and hopefully that will go as easily as this did. Good boy. Clean your chin now. Yum, yum, yum. All right, I'll get him back in. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. So we're gonna now set up for the Vaseline. I'm gonna make sure that this is actually not more than a teaspoonful of Vaseline mixed with salmon oil. That's what it looks like. So let's bring him in here and see how he does with it. Are you ready for your next dose, Lou? Here you come, sweetie. He's a good boy. Oop. All right. Let's see if he'll eat the Vaseline. Yeah, try. Good boy. Need help? You'll find if your ferret trusts you and they're uncertain about a flavour initially, this is what I found with Scruffles when she was very sick, that even though they may not feel like eating it initially, if you offer it off your finger, when they trust you, they'll tend to take to it a bit better. Good boy. I really hope this works. Otherwise, it's to the vets with you later today, my boy. Well, that's great. He's taken that all down. All right, mister. So, in another hour, we do another dose of the pumpkin. Good boy. Shall we take you back? Here's my good boy. Yes, I brought your brother back.
So it's 4:30 now. We've been doing this for 4.5 hours, beginning at 1 o'clock with the pumpkin, 2 o'clock Vaseline, 3 o'clock pumpkin, 4 o'clock Vaseline. A ferret's digestive system is 4 hours long. It takes 4 hours for it to process everything that goes in the front end. So we should start to see some results now. We're looking for gloopy yellow poops that hopefully have some hair mass in them.
Hey Lou, how are you feeling? Hi Wiggles. It's really not like Luffy to be. Hey. How are you feeling? How you doing, fella? He's just having a poo. Oh, is Luffy going to go as well? Yeah, Luffy, go on your own. Have your own tray there. See, everybody, they wake up. Ferrets wake up from a long sleep. They have a poo. Ah, we've got some... Aha, this is good. This is really good. All right, baby. We've got some gloopy yellow poop.
Over the next couple of days, I filmed a lot of poop.
All right, everybody looks hungry, and Luffy has just decided to have another poo. And look, there's some more yellow poo.
It was a real roller coaster, as sometimes Luffy seemed better and sometimes not.
You've probably eaten quite a lot today in the end, haven't you?
Poop was definitely moving through him. One time he even managed to drop some in their access tunnel.
Well, you did manage to poo, but you just pooed into the tube.
Leaving me to be elbow deep in a literal poop chute, cleaning it out. But he was still eating.
Good boy.
So I soldiered on with a few more pumpkin doses on day 2.
Are you hungry?
By day 3, he was pooping regularly and seemed brighter, but I noticed something concerning. His poops were coming out in flat ribbons.
This was earlier by Luffy. You can tell it's got the pumpkin kind of colour in it, but it's very thin and squiggly, almost like it's been kind of squeezed past something.
I also heard him whine in pain as he was straining in the litter tray. This wasn't going the way I expected, so I decided it was time to act. My vet was brilliant and told me to come straight in. And that's the thing with trying to clear a blockage yourself. You need to be ready to act if you don't see rapid improvement. I took both boys so they could stay together for comfort, and 25 minutes later we were in the waiting room.
Oh, look at this. Look at that belly. Big fat belly. So, poor old Luffy. As I mentioned, when I came in earlier, I felt like it wasn't going the way I wanted it to, and so out of an abundance of caution, took him to the vet. The vet saw me super quickly. She was really nice, examined him, gave him a really good prod in his stomach, agreed that he looked distended and bony, skinny. Also, she said that she felt something. She felt something hard in his intestine, but it was right down at the rectum, so it was right at the end of the intestine, kind of almost on the way out. But it was just that she could feel something hard there, and he kind of whimpered when she was, and kind of jerked away when she was prodding it. So she was like, "He's definitely uncomfortable." So, yes, it's a blockage. She said she didn't feel, one of the risks with blockages is ferrets can be straining so hard that they actually turn their intestines inside out on each other. It's kind of like extrudes through each other. She said she didn't feel anything like that. And that's why you should never leave it for a prolonged amount of time straining it. Give it, as I did, I gave it a couple of days to see if I could clear it. Not clearing, take him to the vet. Sorry, being very destructive. So she's given me some laxative. It's a laxative designed for cats, and it's strong. It's got petroleum jelly in it as one of the ingredients, so it kind of like smooths everything through. But that's what we were doing. We were giving pumpkin and petroleum jelly alternate hours. This presumably is just a stronger laxative, twice a day. She also, poor Luffy, she gave him an enema. So he had it right up the rear end, didn't you? A whole enema full of gloopy white material. She said the thinking is we'll attack it from both ends. From inside, that will break down, what's in there, and hopefully help it pass. And then the laxative, which I'm going to give him a dose of in a second, will get things moving, hopefully super well. Basically, we'll give him diarrhea. Now we need to keep an eye out for poops. Laxative tonight, laxative tomorrow morning, and she said if he's not improving by tomorrow afternoon, then we need to bring him back because he might need a further intervention. So fingers crossed. That visit to the vet was a tidy £68. That was for the emergency being seen, obviously, as an emergency, and the laxative and the enema. So absolutely worth it. Another point for prospective, still thinking about it, ferret owners. This kind of thing and this kind of veterinary expense, if you can't afford to do this, then you shouldn't be getting ferrets, because you might be lucky. It might not happen, but things like blockages, they're really common. And so if you can't afford to drop everything and seek veterinary care for your ferret in a situation like this, then I'm afraid probably ferrets are not the right pet for you. Right, are you ready? You want some of this? Yeah? How's my poor baby? We need to see some poos from you. We need to see some big fat stinky poos. Yes, big fat stinky poos. I'll mix this up for you. I'll mix it with some salmon oil. It's probably not going to taste very nice.
I mixed the Cadillacs with some salmon paste and Luffy ate it with no problem. And then I was back to waiting and watching for the mega poop to drop. Spoiler alert, it didn't. By 2 p.m. the next day, Luffy was still forcing poop out past whatever was blocking him, and when I called the vet to let them know, it was the news I'd been dreading. They said to bring him in next morning as they wanted to administer a general anaesthetic and flush him out.
Good boy. All right. Good boy.
Early next morning we headed to the vet. I'd taken his food out at 5 a.m. because your pet mustn't eat before a general anaesthetic. You should also make sure you take some of their regular food along with you so that after the procedure they can be offered something to eat as they're recovering. After dropping him off, the only thing I could do was wait. So after comforting Zorro and having a little play, I tried to settle to some writing work while I waited for a call from the vet to say that Luffy was out of surgery. When it finally came, there was good news and bad news.
Yes.
The vet explained that they'd flushed the blockage out and he was happy that it had been cleared, but while examining Luffy, they found something else.
They found him. They found a mass in front of his kidney. And so they wanted my permission to stick a needle in it and get a sample from it to see what it was, because it's in a kind of place and presenting that it could be potentially an adrenal problem. So we'll wait to see what happens.
A couple of hours later, he was ready to collect. He was groggy and spaced out after the anaesthetic, as you'd expect, but after being reunited with Zorro, he seemed to relax. He ate a good meal, and after a jolly good sleep, Luffy was officially on the mend.
You're already feeling much better.
The news about the growth they had found on his kidney was devastating. Conditions like adrenal disease are deadly, but they are slow-moving and often not discovered until they've wrought considerable damage from the inside. The fact that this growth was discovered now because of this other health issue is a small miracle on its own, and catching it early means it should be easier to treat once we know what it is. The results are expected back in 10 days, so for now I have to focus on the fact that the blockage is cleared and Luffy should soon be back to his old self. If you own ferrets, there's a chance you might go through a similar experience at some point, and I hope this post has helped equip you with the confidence you need to handle it. You might be lucky and clear the blockage yourself with the steps I shared earlier, but you need to know when to escalate it to the vet. If you're not seeing constant improvement through these steps, or if your ferret's energy level crashes and it loses interest in eating, go to the vet. If you're in any doubt at all, always go to the vet. And always click the like button too.
I am actually emotionally exhausted.
Just to be on the safe side. I'll keep you posted about the results from Luffy's test. and whatever it turns out to be, we'll go through it together. See you next time, Floof Crew.